Hi guys, welcome back to one of the last ever episodes of the instructable ingredients. Where are they? How should you use them? And I still won't have a title, and we'll end this series with no real title. We're going to be jumping into Nighthaven today, as it is one of the last, or rather the newest, remade maps that now have the destructible ingredients. Who knows? Maybe in the future I'll keep letting you guys know. I don't know. Anyway, let's jump into it. Surprisingly, one of the only ingredients in garage or warehouse or whatever you call it is this little smoke canister here. And when you pop it, well, of course it locks out the top of rafters and everything. But I, as an attacker and defender, still don't know if this benefits the attackers or the defenders more. And I'm looking at different possibilities on both sides, and I think that maybe it's just good for both. Maybe if a shield jumps in top rafters and you're also being pinched by top door, as a defender with a rotate here, maybe you can pop this, block off his line of sight and take the fight here. You can't see it from garage door. There's a few different possibilities that I've gone through in my mind, but I think it can be used by both attack and defense. I just don't know if maybe it should be moved from here over towards here or whatnot to give it a little bit more lifespan to both the defense and attack. Now, the top floor of Nighthaven is suspiciously empty of ingredients. We saw the one over towards rafters, and now we're going to look at this gas pipe over towards the connector room. And this really could be placed anywhere in here and be useful. But of course, if you're a defender, this is going to be very useful for you as an attacker. As per usual, guys, destroy it if you can. This one aims towards the connector running. You can see I'm taking damage. I'm surprised that it doesn't face towards the wall, but I guess that, you know, adding ingredients with the idea that walls have to be open is probably not the best play. So this one stops anyone from running in over towards the meeting side into connector and peeking you over towards electrical. I like it. As I said, in that room, you could put it anywhere and it'd be super useful. Another extinguisher that I think could be used both attack and defense, but maybe a little bit more on the attack, is this one over towards meeting and connector. Pop that. Fight anyone playing over a meeting. I don't know how much you're going to use it as an attacker. Most people who are challenging onto the meeting angle are going to see you anyway before you're able to get an angle on that extinguisher, unless you come up the stairs. So I think that maybe it's an extinguisher also on the top floor that can be moved somewhere else to be a little bit more helpful, maybe closer up onto this sort of area here. Might be a little bit more useful. But as I said, that is all of the destructible ingredients on the top floor. It was only a few, and really they're not super powerful. So let's see what it is like on the ground floor. Now, this gas pipe is super niche. I don't think I'll ever use it. I don't think I've seen anyone use it. And honestly, attacker or defender, go nuts. I mean, you can see it aims towards that reception run-in. There is not going to be many times that you'll be able to stand here for free as a defender, and it's going to do any damage to an attacker. So if you can use it, super cool. If it happens that you're able to get a kill with it in a game, I would love to see a video, so please tag me. Finally, a gas pipe that makes total sense in placement and is going to be really powerful for both the attackers and the defenders, to be honest. If you're playing kitchen, a lot of attackers might try and come up these stairs, bang, pop it there. I think most of the time the attackers are going to use it so that they don't get flanked. But honestly, I can see this being used in so many different scenarios. Probably one of the best ingredients across the entire map. These stairs are high traffic areas. Now, I love this extinguisher if this part of the wall wasn't here. Because as an attacker, you could pop this, sit on the window and jump in, and no one from storage side could shoot you, and you could focus on all these other angles. So I'm not entirely sure why they placed it here. I like it. If the lip in the wall wasn't here, I think it could be way more useful, especially from anyone playing in the bottom aqua corridor. So I think mostly it's going to be used from anyone sort of coming up, flanking from the defender side. Pop this, anyone from watching you from storage can't see you as you rotate over towards cargo and whatnot. Maybe? This extinguisher makes total sense. Honestly, you could use this in a myriad of situations. Pop it as an attacker, jump in the window, get some freedom. Defender, flanking, block line of sight. Cargo hallway is a super popular line of sight. Attackers will jump in and then challenge. So use it how you want. That one's not too bad. There's another one here over in 90 corridor that you can pop. Honestly, it's really only going to be good for defenders who are peeking down onto 90. Maybe rotate from cargo over to aqua, or aqua from cargo. Otherwise, if you want. welcome to the bottom floor of Nighthaven, one of the brand new remade maps, and they put no destructibles. Now, I can understand because the bottom floor is already chaotic and there's a lot of tight spaces, corners, crevices and whatnot that you can hide, and it's tricky to navigate, but I was surprised to see that there were no destructibles put in the bottom floor of basement of Nighthaven whatsoever. So if you're at the bottom of Nighthaven on the basement and you're looking for a destructible to use, it doesn't exist, and I can't tell you why. There's a couple of spaces, maybe I would put an extinguisher if you wanted to avoid putting a gas pipe down here because of the layout, I understand. But even over towards the staircases and whatnot, I think there's so much opportunity, and I hope in the future Ubisoft adds a bit more destructible elements on this basement floor, because as you saw in the other floors, it's kind of lacking a lot. So I would like to see a little bit of more thought into where they place the destructibles, and yeah, that's where I leave you guys. A reminder, thank you so much to TALON for having me for 4 years, one of the longest ever content creators signed with an organization. It was an absolute honor and pleasure for those who participated throughout the years, buying the skins, supporting me and TALON and the team. I appreciate you guys so much. Until next time, whatever that is, guys, to all of the staff, editors especially, managers, everyone involved in TALON who has made this part of my life so beautiful. Thank you so much. Goodbye.